Hello everyone and welcome to today's ACSA action as we begin to wrap up week 3 here in this inaugural season. First game we have here today for you guys is the Ridgewood Priests coming from the Atlantic Shore Conference, going on the road to play against Beckett Ridge, who is off to a pretty good start from the National Conference. They start this game out at 2-0 in this young season, and so they get their first taste of ACSA live action here on the John J Gaming channel. We'll see how they do when they get televised, as the first drive for Beckett Ridge is going off to a pretty good start, as they already are at midfield and continue to drive despite some penalties, some legal procedures for the offensive line for Beckett Ridge, able to make that up, and then some for a 12-yard throw, as Horton hears a hoo, and he also hears that ball in the hands, able to pick up that first down as well, as Beckett Ridge got a good drive early on, going to the left-hand side, trying to complete that pass, but unfortunately it is incomplete. So they're going to have to run it back. 2nd and 10, sitting on the edge of the red zone. Can they get off to a great start, get that touchdown, as Ruiz is going to help get much closer. And it's another huge first down, essentially leading to 1st and goal, sitting on the 11. Still trying to throw it over the middle. It's nearly intercepted, actually. Ridgewood tried to go ahead and try to make that pass, or intercept that pass, but it doesn't work out. And they're going to pay for it, as on the very next play, able to find the end zone. Touchdown, Farmers. Beckett Ridge enjoys an early 7-0 lead. Looking pretty darn good early on in this ball game, as they're proving why they were 2-0 to begin with, thanks to that fast start on offense, as they'll go to Ruiz again, who's able to pick up field for another grand first down. Getting to about midfield, going to throw over the middle to Clark. He's going to pick up another first down, as he is good, able to get across the 40-yard line. Ridge still driving, going to Clark. He gets another 7-yard catch on the sideline. Is not giving Ridgewood a lot of opportunities to have the football, early on in this football game, only in the first quarter, of course, as we try to pick up the first down, but it is dropped. So now 3rd and short coming up. Let's see if they can pick up another first down here, as Tom's going to throw it to the right-hand side. He's got Campbell. He's got some running space, and is eventually brought down at the 9-yard line. Another 1st and goal coming up for the Farmers, as they're going to try to scramble here. Staub is, but is going to be sacked in the backfield. So that's definitely going to knock them back just a little bit. It's now 3rd and goal. See if they can pick up some yardage. They get it to Flutie, who can't quite find the end zone. So a real good drive that Beckett Ridge had, but ends up in a field goal. So for now, it's at 10-0 now. As first play for Ridgewood, at least a notable play, is that huge throw to Drake. Drake able to dance his way across the 50-yard line. As I thought Beckett Ridge was going to be able to force a safety there. Very close to doing so too. Just a couple more fractions of a second. That would have been 2 more points to build on this Beckett Ridge lead. But it still remains 10-0. But that might not last long, as they pick up a fumble. The first promising thing that Ridgewood gets, and of course they fumble it away. Ridgewood has struggled. They're either 1-1 or 0-2. Either way, it's been a slow start to this season, man. And it's looking a lot of the same as they saw from the first couple of weeks as well. Getting turnovers when you get opportunities to score, and that's why Ridgewood still is shut out right now, as they just simply still trying to find its rhythm on offense throughout the course of the first few weeks of the season. As now 2nd and 5, going to Clay. He's going to fumble the football, and he's going to recover it again for Beckett Ridge. Dungo is going to return that fumble. And now here we go. Could we see a potential route here at Beckett Ridge to start this first game of the of this episode? Makes me wonder, but that might not necessarily be the case. Ridgewood still showing some fight, and they even forced a missed field goal too. So very good news there for sure. as Lampkin will get him off the field. Save some time off the clock for now. 2:16 left. But that's going to help him a lot too, as not only was he able to get out of bounds, but also able to pick up the first down as well. So on the plus side of the 50 for the first time today for Ridgewood. It's, you know, it couldn't happen any better time, you know, with less than 2 minutes left. Going to try to drive. 3rd and 10. Going to try to throw to the right-hand side to Johnson, and they're going to mark him just shy of the first down marker. So Ridgewood does end up picking a field goal eventually, but, you know, still down 10-3, as this defense is definitely raging for the Farmers right now. Just able to get some pressure, good pressure on the quarterback. Why there's such offensive fertility for Ridgewood, as they'll try to soften it up a little bit of a run. But when you're fumbling the ball like that and coughing it up to the Beckett Ridge, that certainly does not help the cause whatsoever. Now we got to run it back. Another 1st and 10. Going to try to throw it over to the right-hand side. That is marked incomplete. Couple plays later now. 3rd and 6. Can they pick up the first down? No, they do not. So they end up going 3 and out, and Ridgewood catches a big break there. As now it still remains 10-3 right now. Able to complete a long pass as well down the sideline, and it's a huge first down. Flag was also down on the play, so it's roughing the passer. So they add 15 yards onto that, so that gets them into the plus side of the 50 once again. Inside the 30-yard line thanks to that throw. As Ridgewood looks to tie this ball game, going to hand it off to Clay off the right-hand side. Has had some fumbling issues in this ball game, already has a couple of fumbles, but for now, you know, was able to hang on to it and, you know, do what he's been able to do, get some decent yardage right there. But there's a long 3rd down. They're gonna have to pass for it though. Can the offensive line hold up? And it just barely does its job. 1st down for the Priests, and only 2 yards away now separates them, and a tie. Lewis goes for the score, and he's just short of the touchdown. Stopped at the 1-yard line, but thankfully 4th and goal, they do decide to go for it, and Clay finds the end zone. Touchdown for the Priests, and they'll also opt to try to go for 2 here to take the lead, but unfortunately does not get enough push needed to get the first down. And so Beckett Ridge for now still holds the lead. Only up 10-9, however. A promising start for Beckett Ridge, but ever since that first quarter, they have definitely stalled. As they go to the right-hand side, and he drops the football. Number 80 had a touchdown. You just had to catch it, and he did not do that. He did not catch the ball. So an easy touchdown is brought off the board, and apparently it stalls the drive out too. Just puts a lot of, you know, takes the win out of the sails, so to speak, as it still remains just a 1-possession game. Beckett Ridge could have really pulled away there, but with 5 minutes left, Ridgewood is still hanging around still. There's a 2nd and 4. Smith's actually going to make the catch and get across midfield for a very good first down. Nice gain on the play. And now 2nd and 6. Lewis going to go over the middle. Throw it over for a huge gain inside the 10. And Ridgewood, with just 4 minutes left, has a chance to take the lead here. Can they get it? Yes, they do! Touchdown, Ridgewood! And for the first time today, they take the lead over, taking it away from Beckett Ridge, although they decide to go for 2. Not sure how I feel about this call, especially if they don't get it, which they don't. So they try to go for 2. It did not work. And so only up by 2 points with 3 minutes left in this ball game. Definitely, if you're Ridgewood, you definitely want to come out of this possession with at least a field goal, so that they have to go for a touchdown on Beckett Ridge's final drive of the ball game. As now 3rd and 10, need this first down. Lewis dropping back, he's got time, he's got Johnson over the middle. Johnson and Johnson making the critical play for a huge first down. It's not a score, but it allows Ridgewood to take some more time off the clock. As even though they don't end up picking up the first down, it's still 4th and 3. Ridgewood settles for a field goal. As now the Farmers have to get a touchdown in order to win this game. And when you have drop passes like that, that certainly does not help the cause whatsoever. As now they'll run it back. 2nd and 10. Going to try to throw it short over the middle. That's also incomplete. So 2 consecutive incompletions to begin this drive. Not a time for your offense to get cold. As they'll throw it to the right-hand side. Get it over to Sims, but he remains in bounds as well. Beckett Ridge doesn't have any timeouts either, so they have to hurry up quickly. So last gasp for air, 4th and 5. Stomp gets the first down and does slide forward. But they're gonna have to go quick. This looks like could be the last play of the game. They go over the middle and it's intercepted with the game-sealing play, as Ridgewood does get their first win of this season, winning by a final score of 18-13, while Beckett Ridge does end up falling to 2-1 here in this inaugural season. So now we'll go ahead and shift things over to the great state of Philadelphia, where we find the city of brotherly love in Philadelphia Tech, still looking for their first win of the season, while Boston State, who was ranked top in number 25 last week but took a bad loss to Sycamore in their previous game, Boston State looks to get right back on track. So let's see who can be able to get it going here early and often, as now Philadelphia Tech is going to be rocking and rolling with the football now, as they do almost get to midfield. Ball is now placed at the 45-yard line. As now 1st and 10. Williams going to go over the middle. Going to get it to Gray, who picks up a huge gain. 25 yards. And this is not the Philadelphia Tech team that I've seen in previous weeks. They're getting a rhythm going early and often, as Williams will go ahead and scramble. It does get caught from behind edge eventually. But, you know, still a 7-yard gain. You know, love to see that from your quarterback, especially someone that isn't necessarily the most mobile either. Love that these quarterbacks are always trying to be more aggressive and scramble to pick up extra yardage versus trying to throw it away, but maybe you should have done that there to avoid that 7-yard loss. And thanks to that incompletion, now it's 3rd and very long that they have to deal with. Philadelphia Tech now in a 5-wide set, going to try to air it out. It's going to be launched towards the end of the end zone, and he finds Benjamin for Philadelphia Tech. And the Black Mambas strike first, taking the lead on a former top 25 team, 7-0. And Philadelphia Tech looks to add on to that lead too, as they have been stifling the Boston State offense early on in this game. They went 3 and out once again on that possession, on their following possession. And so Philadelphia Tech is back with the football. 1st and 10. Williams going to hand it off to Lapham, who's going to get upfield for a gain of 6. Some good running for the Black Mambas. As now 2nd and 4. Next play. Going to try to throw it over the middle. It's deflected, but is eventually caught by a Philadelphia Tech guy. That's Kingston Hill that made that catch. That's good for his 2nd catch of this ball game. Is now 2nd and 4. Another 2nd down play. What do they do this time? They throw again to Sherrill, and they, at least this time, did not have to rely on the deflection to complete that pass, making things a lot easier for sure. As now they go over the middle to Gray. He is wide butt naked open and is able to get into the red zone before eventually being brought down. But then again, they do get forced out of the red zone again. They try to run it, but the Boston State defense was ready for that one. Now we got a 2nd and long. They're going to try to run it to get those yards back, and actually finds a really good hole. A 9-yard gain that makes it a very manageable 3rd down. So let's see if Philadelphia Tech can convert. Going to the left, trying to throw it, and it's incomplete. So having to settle for a field goal, but Philadelphia Tech, man, definitely controlling this ball game. We're here in the 2nd half. They still hold the lead, matter of fact. So definitely didn't necessarily expect that, especially from a former top 25 team. I thought Boston State might try to play with a little bit more urgency, but that hasn't happened yet, as they're letting this team from a smaller conference dictate how the game goes down. And so again, another 3rd and long, though, maybe able to switch things up. Get it to McQuarrie, who dives for the first down and ends up getting it. As Marshawn McQuarrie, a true freshman, that made that play to keep the drive going. And it once again just continues to get time off the clock as Philadelphia Tech looks to put some more points on the board. You want to put the finishing daggers on teams that are in the top 25, or at least teams that were in the top 25, used to be, because they were there for a reason, or are currently there for a reason. So definitely don't want to fool around with these guys when you have a lead against a team like that. And so hopefully Philadelphia Tech can take advantage and continue to add some more points onto the board, which they might, but they don't quite connect. That would have been absolutely huge for Philadelphia Tech, as there's another drop pass for the Mambas. So now 3rd and long again, 5 yards. How are they going to pick them up? Throw over to the left-hand side. It's to Dugan. Hadougan is way into the end zone. Touchdown, Mambas. And don't look now, but Philadelphia Tech is on an upset alert, hosting a 17-0 lead over Boston State. So let's see how Boston State's response. Their offense has been so quiet throughout the course of this entire ball game. They need to respond. 3rd and 3. Racely, he's going to send this one deep, and it's caught off the bounce by Gremba, who has no one else to beat, and that's how Boston State gets on the board. Wow, a good defensive play for Philadelphia Tech, trying to bat it down, but it finds the hands of a Boston State receiver. And they also end up getting the 2-point conversion. I can't believe I missed that, so that's an editor error by your boy, so I apologize for that. But now it's only 17-8, and although it's still a 2-possession game nonetheless, so I was really surprised that they went for 2 in the first place. But now it's 1st and 10 again, going up the field and mashing, trying to get closer, but Philadelphia Tech forces another fumble and does manage to recover. And now 17-8, 4th quarter, have the lead. And now let's see what they can do. They could put the finishing touches if they want to. Just gotta execute here, although they are having some trouble for sure. It's now 3rd and 4, going to Lavin, trying to pick up the first down using the running game, but that's just not quite the Black Mamba mentality. So they punt the ball away, giving it back to Boston State as they try to work back into this game. Let's see if they can do some kind of comeback. They'll at least need a field goal, to make it a 1-score game once again. But if I were Boston State, I would try to go for 6. If it's a 4th down, it's like a 4th and short, 4th and 2, 4th for 3. Something like that, because you're not very close in field goal range, but that will do it. Racely gets them at least in the field goal range, gives the Deacons some more options to work with at the very least. But they have to go quickly. Less than 4 minutes left now in this ball game as they try to throw over the middle. It is incomplete, but at least for now it does at least stop the clock. As Racely will go ahead and try to move upfield once again. Pick up a nice gain on that one. But they only get a field goal. And so since they only get a field goal, Philadelphia Tech has a chance to end this game right now. And they could very much do it right there with that pass play along the 3rd down. They end up getting it. Boston State is also out of timeouts, and that's how this game ends. Philadelphia Tech pulls the upset. They beat Boston State 17-11, the second Midwest team to beat Boston State. So after that crazy defensive struggle that took place between the Philadelphia Tech Black Mambas and Boston State, let's go ahead and check out some scores from around the league one last time before we get into the final game of Week 3. To make claim to be one of the best teams in the National Conference after an impressive win over Lebanon, who started the season ranked number 10, but instead they continue to go on their free fall, now sitting at 0-3 to start the season. The other two games I want to talk about is the Kent Colonials, who started off in the top 25 but for some reason lost favor in the ACSA media poll as they went on the road to play against South Bend Tech, winning 36-6. Let's see if they get back in though. Warwick meanwhile look like they have the makings of a playoff contending team potentially, as they do go on the road to play against Alfred Tech. They take care of business with ease, winning 33-6. So with all that being said, it is time to get into the final game of week 3, as we have the southeastern coast of Florida, who was recently ranked in the top 25 but fell out after their most recent loss. They go on the road to play against the Regals from Wilkes-Barre Scranton. Let's see who comes out on top in this final game of the week. So we'll just go ahead and jump into some game action between the southeastern coast of Florida and also Wilkes-Barre Scranton, home of the Regals. As we are here on southeastern coast of Florida, trying to also recover as well. They were ranked in the top 25 back in week 2, but since they lost, they're out of the top 25 poll. So they're going to have to try and work themselves back into it. And that's not how you want to start a football game. Fumbling the football on one of your first possessions of the game, that is textbook for how you not want to get the job done. As now, 2nd and 5, Wilkes-Barre Scranton now has the ball, and it could have been a big play, but the ball was dropped. And so instead, it's 3rd and 5 now. They're going to opt to run with it and don't end up picking anything. So the Regals do end up picking a field goal though, and they will take a 3-0 lead in what could set up to be a very defensive battle. Both teams, have pretty solid defenses, but their offenses are the problem for both teams. So wouldn't be surprised if this is a defensive struggle, but we'll just have to wait and see, as I have certainly been proven wrong before, that is for darn sure. As once again, a promising drive for Wilkes-Barre Scranton ends in futility, only a few points. So they do hold a 6-0 lead now. But let's see what southeastern coast of Florida can do, as we're late into this 3rd quarter already. Neither team able to get anything going. No one's turning the ball over, at least besides that first southeastern possession. But no one's really doing anything with the football though. That is a concern when you're going up against a non-Power 5 team. At least that's something I would personally be concerned about, as it's another 1st down for the Piranhas. As now, a couple plays later, 3rd and 5. Beck gonna drop back, gonna chuck it over to the left-hand side to find a wide-open Ford, who does get him across the 25-yard line. We might actually see a touchdown after all. I had my doubts for a little bit. Maybe we'll see some points scored, and there it is! Pierre gets into the end zone for the first time in this entire football game. And for some reason, they're also deciding to go for 2. Don't know why. You just need the extra point to take the lead. But for now, it does not hurt them, as Sopko does end up making the catch for the 2-point conversion. And now, southeastern coast of Florida now enjoying an 8-6 lead. But let's see if someone else can put some more points on the board. Would love to see somebody, get to at least, 10. And, and if they can do that, maybe that will seal up the game based on how everything's been going. But wait a minute. What the heck was that? Why would you throw that pass? And because he threw that pass, Wilkes-Barre Scranton's going to take over on their own 40. And they get really lucky too. They actually don't pick up the 1st down. So they're going to try a super long field goal, trying to get that to go. And actually had the right angle, but just wasn't enough on the leg though. But after a free and out by the southeastern coast of Florida, Wilkes-Barre Scranton is going to have another chance to seize victory from the jaws of defeat. Good trying to get a game-winning drive together, as they only need a field goal once again. You only need 3. You don't need to shoot for the stars and get a touchdown, and you have plenty of time to do it as well. As now they're already across the 40-yard line. 1st and 10. As now Waller gonna drop back to pass, gonna try to get it upfield, finds McGrary, who gets across the 40. Another 1st down for the Regals. As you probably want to get it a little bit closer, so maybe one more 1st down will do it. as that could possibly do it, but it's broken up at the very last second. So we're going to try to run it back again. 3rd and 7. Waller's going to try to throw it. He's got a clean pocket, but he's going to try to scramble at the last second and takes another sack. And so that means they're going to try for this field goal. I don't think it's going to work given how the first one went. And just as I suspected, another missed field goal. And the southeastern coast of Florida is going to walk away. Probably shouldn't have won this game, but they ended up winning anyways. Winning by a final score of 8-6 in this one. So that will wrap up today's episode of the ACSA here on Maximum Football 2020. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash that like button as well as hit subscribe as well for more ACSA content on the Maximum Football 2020 video game. Next episode, I will go over the new top 25 poll that was just very recently released. Go over some notable recruiting news for top 100 prospects that recently signed at different institutions. And finally, I will also go over the games that will be covered next week, as well as show the standings within each conference as we're coming up at roughly the quarter-way point of this inaugural season. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. And until next time, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.